It's Black Power Family. Welcome to another episode of Boss Talk for Harlem's own BossedUp Staxx. Okay, so let's get ready. Let's get fired up. Let's show some love. Let's show some appreciation. And let's hear from the man, the myth, the legend, Harlem's own BossedUp Staxx.
Yeah, what's the vibes? What's the vibes? I was supposed to have my man Bx Suave on here today. Seemed like he having a little technical difficulties. You know what I'm saying? iPhones is dirt, people. I just want to let y'all know that, man. Safari will not let y'all get on the show or whatever. And y'all gotta download Google Chrome to be able to be a part of the festivities or just watch the show on YouTube. I would rather be able to interview somebody, but if the only way for you to get on the show is to um, get an Android or be at your desktop or whatever. That's tough. That's tough or whatever. I would have rather to have had somebody here interviewing them so we could touch bases on a few different topics and it wouldn't just be so uh, ideal for me to be the only one speaking or whatever. I'd rather be getting feedback and giving feedback to somebody that's being interviewed or someone that wants to interview me or whatnot. But at this particular time, we can't do that. So I want to start with talking about relationships, right? Most people miss this, right? Like you got to treat your relationship like you would your baby. Um, as a man or woman in a relationship, um, if you walk in the streets and somebody says, "Well, are you single? Do you have a man? Do you have a girl or whatever?" and your answer is like, "I do," but the but means that it's opportunity out there for you to be spoken to in a certain way. It means that someone could actually um, gain your interest or whatever, and that's that doesn't show the relationship respect. It's not up to the outside world to respect your relationship. It's it's not up to me as a man to respect no other man's relationship, and it's not up to a woman that's not in a relationship with me to respect the relationship that I'm in. Um, so at the end of the day, I've been getting a lot of uh, feedback on my timeline about Cardi B. Hold on real quick. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of feedback about the Cardi B um, feeling like it was her time to go. Um, based on being cheated on or whatever the case might be. And people make fun of things that aren't really funny. Um, when you talk about somebody's heart, right? Um, being in a relationship is kind of a give take. So as a man, um, generally most men we simple. It's a few men out there that ask for the world, ask for a lot, or whatever. Um, but then you have certain dudes that's into simplicity, right? The simplest things make them happy. So um, you could date a guy that all he may want is you or whatever, and anything that you bring to the table is extra, right? But most of the time, we hope we set a standard that we never live up to. Women are not want their man to post emojis on another woman's Instagram or or Facebook, and then it'll be other men that they don't check, um, putting heart eyes or emojis on their social media. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no standard in that, right? Like you know, you if you set the standard, you should live up to it or whatever. And that's the reality of it, right? Or it may be a situation where um, some women believe that if they come to the table and they are trustworthy and they faithful, that is enough. It has to be way more qualities that drives a relationship than just being faithful and honest. Yeah, I could trust you. Yeah, you're being faithful or whatever, but what about the things that actually make me happy, right? Like you have to be able to give those things as well. Um, and so oftentimes, men and women, they don't know how to get out their own way to make somebody else happy. They don't know what makes the other person happy. They don't try to find out what makes people happy or whatever, right? So here it is. Cardi B is married to Offset. Um, he felt like that song was a bad representation or reflection of him as a husband or whatever, right? Um, it's two things, right? The first thing I say is he knew what kind of woman he had before he got with her. From loving hip hop to her rap career, she talked nasty. Her hustle was on point, her rap was trash, but she talked disgusting or whatever. And she was she represented not only herself as a woman, but other women in a negative light with her actions. So he gets with her, she makes this song, and that was the worst song that he ever heard, based on the fact that it was a bad representation of him as a husband. So he cheats. Now, he didn't, I don't believe, this is me, right? I don't believe that he just cheated because of that, and I think that he been cheating. But that's me. Am I biased? No. Do I care? Not one bit. But I just want to clear the air, right? Um, they had to have been having other issues besides the song or whatever. The song might have been his breaking point. Him getting someone else pregnant might have been her breaking point. It wasn't the first time that he cheated, and it couldn't have been the first time that they held a conversation about her representation, especially as a mom raising up. What do they have? A daughter or whatever. So you know what I'm saying? Maybe he was offended because you represent the household, and a lot of women miss that. You are a reflection of the person that you're dating, that you're married to, that you're in a relationship with. So if you out there looking bad, the person that you're dating looks bad. If you look stupid, the person that you're dating looks stupid. It's pointless for a person to get into an argument and you dating someone and you call them a bitch for a guy. Like, what? You saying you a bitch ass nigga, right? It's pointless for a girl to call her man a dirty dick nigga because you saying that your pussy is dirty because he's stabbing you with this same weapon, right? So it's like like these things are pointless, right? It says a lot about you. It says a lot about your character if these are the things that you choose to say and articulate. Me personally, I'm generally not a back and forth person, so I don't have those issues. But I try to, at the end of the day, I try to make it so clear in so many ways that I oftentimes say, yo, this my man Tyshawn right here, man. He the youngest doing it, man. He the hardest worker on the platform when I'm not working. When I'm working, I'm the hardest. When he working, he the hardest worker out, man. You know what I'm saying? And he represent all dark skin people. Wesley Snipes, he represents you. Michael Blackson, Tyrese with your crybaby ass, Flavor Flav, like you represent all y'all. Oh, Dave Chappelle, look, he throwing names out there. Like Kevin Hart, like Akon, Bobby Smurda.
Akon out, fuck that. Oh, you wanna work with that bitch ass nigga? Wow. That nigga out, you know that.
But yeah, let's just get back to this particular topic or whatever. So generally, and so often in life, we choose people that have a certain level of representation, and we know what we dealing with. A man could date a woman and know that she a hoe, knew that she was a hoe prior to, or whatever, and still will date her and be upset with her for doing hoe shit later on. What? Come on now, you gotta do better. There's no excuse for this absurdness. Like, what was Offset really thinking before the song? Like, you dated a girl that was in the strip club, that was on Love and Hip Hop, that was not just on Love and Hip Hop, that brag about giving head, setting dudes up to get robbed. Like, what was you really expecting? That song is not the reason for that breakup, and I want people to stop thinking that it is. Whatever. She might have. I make a joke and say that she might have had some wet ass pussy, but she had a dry ass mouth, or whatever. She bragged about not cooking and cleaning. He knew that she couldn't cook. He knew that she wasn't cleaning before they got married. Like, what was he really expecting? Like, this is the reality of these things or whatever. We gotta choose better. A woman that say all niggas ain't shit and don't realize, no, all the niggas that you choose ain't shit. A man that say all bitches ain't shit, and it's the same thing. It's the people that you choose that just ain't shit. You got ain't shit choice in people. That's the reality of it. You gotta make better choices. Shout out to Bobby Smurda, man. They just denied him parole. We on to another subject. Shout out to Bobby Smurda. They just denied the brother parole, man, after 7 years. I remember I was with this kid 6 years ago. He was in Brooklyn House and IPC, involuntary protection, because of the fame and the name. And a bunch of the dudes that he got locked up was there with him, whatever, all the crip dudes, whatever. And he stood firm or whatever, right? Unlike 6ix9ine told, he took time so that his friends wouldn't be the only ones doing time, right? And he just got hit at the parole board. Somebody posted this, and then the ignorance of people, one of them said that they hope that he gets home free after doing the time or maxing out or whatnot. And I'm like, how? Who do you know that does time and just comes home on a flat bed with no kind of parole or post release or nothing? Like, it's impossible. Remy Martin did 7 years and 5 years post. That's what happened. Like, I did 2 years post. 4 years, 3 years post. Like, that's what it is. The bid itself is actually a 10-year or 12-year bid, but you're free doing the parole time. So, man, shout out to Bobby Smurda for just keeping it official or whatever. I don't promote going to jail, but I will promote being real or whatever. And what he did was real. A lot of people who's not doing that, especially in this daytime and era or whatever. People will do the crime, don't want to do the time or whatever. I know dudes that are telling their mother not to do no time. That's whack. That's not. You have a moral obligation. Papoose said it. You have a moral obligation not to tell when you enter this life. The problem is that nowadays it's not being taught anymore, not to tell. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they making these dudes think that it's cool. A person to watch a whole movie about a gangster and still do what the rat did. You watch the whole Menace to Society and do what Chauncey did because he got his ass whipped. But the plane was from the tail before he got his ass whipped. The whole movie they called him that faggot ass Chauncey, so they knew that he was a rat. They knew that he was soft. They knew he was a bird, right? American Gangster. This dude, people be saying that he's from Harlem. He migrated from down south, came to Harlem, whatever. Just because he claimed Harlem, he's from Harlem. Okay, cool. But he told on the police, telling is telling. There is no justification for telling. This dude told. Nino Brown, the list goes on and on. These dudes do gangster stuff and they end up telling, and it's no good. I don't care how many bodies Alpo caught. Everything that he did before telling went out the window once he told. It's that simple. It's that simple. You can't be on both sides of the fence. I'm a real nigga, but I'm a snitch. There is no such thing. You automatically gonna be a snitch, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. It doesn't negate that you're a killer. You're a gangster with power. That's what it is. You are a gangster informant. That's what it is, man. I hope that we could take a different course of action when it comes to next month, October, with these elections, whatever. Let's start getting these senates in place or whatever. Let's start voting for senators, man. Forget about the presidential election, Kanye West and Donald Trump, and forget about them. They don't make no decision or whatever. Like none of these things count when it comes to these people, man. They don't do anything. The senators run the world. It has to be passed by senates, legislators, and these different people or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a politician. I don't care about politics, but one thing I do know is that if we gonna make the world a better place, it starts in two places. It starts with the senators and it starts with us. Only we can make this world better. Only we can only we can change the world or whatever. We change ourselves, we change the way we think, we change the way we put forth effort, process things, get offended, not get offended, all of these different things. We will change the world. We change the way that we treat people, we will change the world. We treat each other better, we change the world. There won't be so many kids dying when we learn to treat each other better. Whatever. And it's scary because one of the worst things in the world is that there's so many people out there that are running around saying that they gangster this, gangster that. They won't let myself or a regular person in the street get away with anything. But they let the pigs get away with everything. They let dudes like Zimmerman get away with things, and we gotta just do better. When we respect each other, we gonna force them to respect us. When we treat each other better, they have no other choice but to respect us. My man is at work and he's shooting rags in the garbage can. This is what he gets paid to do. But yeah, like the most gangster thing that you could do is be different, do something different, and treat everybody the same. Don't have more respect and reverence for a person because of their title. Oh, he's a cop. He can get away with slapping me. Nah, they bleed, breathe, eat, sleep, die. Everything that you do as a human, they do. Don't be ready to kill me and let them get away with nothing. Whatever. And I don't say that in a way where you supposed to go looking for it. But if it happened, man, you put them down like a dog that bit you, man. Real for real. I hope that I can start getting more feedback from you guys so that I can have more shows and episodes where I direct my energy and focus to the things that you guys want to hear about. Um, and once again, I always say this, man, if you're trying to be interviewed, you're an entrepreneur, you just got a life story that you want people to hear, that you feel like it's going to change a kid's life, because children are our future. Boss Talk, man, 5 p.m. We can boss talk, we can listen to your life, and we'll ask questions and figure out why your decision making was the way it was, and what made you do the things that you did, and how can we stop someone else from encountering and dealing with things the way that you once did. My homegirl Sherelle Jones, shout out to her real quick, whatever. She was supposed to be on the show, and I'm hoping that I could get her on the show one day. She was just talking about, is it okay to send kids to mental health or whatever? My particular output on that is this. Two things. The first thing is, I don't believe in therapy at all, in no way, shape, or form. I don't believe a therapist can tell me anything, because most therapists go to see a therapist. So if you messed up in the head, how you gonna help me not be messed up in the head? What? Come on now. Secondly, like I really believe in God that much, and I don't believe that a human that hasn't handled their issues can help me with mine. So that is my standpoint on it. I also believe that it's a stigma attached to it, right? So kids say the most hurtful things to each other, and because kids say the most hurtful things to each other, it's already a bad look. Bullying is so real. Being bullied is real. And imagine, you send your kid to school or whatever, and they come back talking about they ready to commit suicide because they being bullied at school because someone told them that they seeing a shrink, that they automatically crazy, that they automatically crazy, or they don't deserve to be in the classroom. They deserve to be in special ed. Um, there's so many different things that's attached to it. The stigma that's attached to it is something that's really, really wrong with you mentally. No kid deserves to go through that. No kid deserves to be alone when it comes to it. So at the end of the day, I use it in this light, and that's just my particular standpoint. Until we bridge the gap as a people, and we kind of set the tone to let a young adult kid know that it's okay to get help and receive help. Us as parents, it starts in the house, right? Like we gotta have more empathy because we once was our kids. We encounter the same things that our kids encounter, just in a different way, shape, or form, time and era. And it's more so about how we dealt with it then and how we can help them deal with it now. So Don't send your kid to see no shrink. Don't like find an effective approach. And for the kids that watch, if they watch, for the parents that watch, or allow their kids to watch, I challenge you to find out what your kid loves and help them get involved with it. Be a part of your kids' situation. Be a part of your kids, good and bad. No matter what it is, be a part of it. If they love basketball, start playing basketball with them. Shoot around. Get other people to shoot around with them. Show up to the games. Have them doing what they love to as a means to control their emotions. If you got an aggressive kid, put them in an environment where they have no other choice but to reflect on themselves. Where they have no other choice but to reflect and challenge themselves about their emotions, man. But that's my time. I'm about to get back to work. I love you guys out there, man. For y'all that support, for y'all that don't, hopefully you will one day. And like I said, anybody that's looking to be interviewed, my name on Facebook is BossedUp Staxx, STAXX. I'm more than willing to interview, allow you to share your story, the challenges that you faced, how you overcame it, the process that's necessary. How can we help each other? Let's hold hands. Let's build unity. Like, let's do it. I appreciate y'all.